We'll start out. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so we are live and we are about to start our next engineering call. So welcome to all you electrons out there, and hopefully we have got some news that you've been looking for, and we can answer some of the questions, and we'll go through a few things this evening. So one of the most important topics we're going to be talking about today is the foundation and the fork. So I'm going to hand you over first to, is it a Robert, or you're going to talk about the foundation, correct?
Bob.
I will talk about the foundation today.
Okay, so Bob is going to be talking about the foundation today, so we're going to bring you up to speed on that. So over to you, Bob.
Hi guys, hi everybody. On the foundation part, first of all, I would like to say that with the foundation, it is actually the first time the community will get much more input into the project. We will get the pre-mine as is promised by EO1, and further for that, with the foundation, we will install a board of 7 persons. We will start with 3. The other 4 will come in later. It's more a matter of logistics on this part. It's by Dutch law. You will have to show yourself if you become a board member at the notary. You have to sign in person. So at this point, we are now with 3 board members. It is Robert, Raymond, and I at this point. At the end of September, the 3 of us will come together to have the first meeting. At that point, we will also decide the other 4 people we are going to add. It will all be non-Dutch people at this point, because we already are with 3 Dutch people. It was necessary because the foundation will be is in the Netherlands. Oh, sorry, Genova, I thought you were saying something. I will go on. It's almost finished now. Everything is signed and in the hands of the notary. When the notary signs for everything, we also will go to the Chamber of Commerce to set it up, the foundation over there. We already have a location where the foundation will be located. It will be in Den Bosch, the Netherlands. It's not the biggest city, but it was definitely the cheapest city to subscribe over there. We have been thinking about Amsterdam and Rotterdam as well, but the fees to host the foundation over there were actually pretty high. And we actually wanted to do it as cheap as possible so that we have more of the pre-mine left for important things. Like I said, at this point, it's just a waiting game. I will see. I hope it will be end of this week. Otherwise, it will be next week that the full foundation is fully up and running. So at that point, the 3 board members will start working on to laying the base for everything. Also, we will come with a new website where everything will be explained more. Besides the new board members, we are also going to look for 7. We want to call them community, actually board members. They won't be officially board members, but they will also have the vote that is carried out from the community itself. We won't put everything up for voting to the community, more important things, but we will explain everything in detail later on, that it's been worked on, and we have to think about how we're going to do that. I also want to address a concern I have heard, that nobody actually really knows who Raymond is. Raymond is actually a very positive guy, and he has been in the Dutch community for very long. At this point, also with signing up a foundation, I hope everybody understands that it's when you sign actually for the foundation, when you set it up, you are also, you fall on the Dutch law. and it's a big responsibility. So we needed the right guy, the right Dutch guy who could actually come with us and do it. And I also think because Raymond is not part of the core team where Robert and I are, he is actually a good guy to bring us sometimes down or have a different look on some things we want to do, because he is not that much involved into this team. So I think he is the best addition we could have found, and I really stand behind him. He's an honest guy, and the three of us already have seen each other a couple of times now, also in real life. And I think we will just pave the way now to come to the full board, come to a real big organization as what the foundation is going to be. So I don't know if there are maybe any other concerns I should address. Maybe some other guys have some input here. No.
Robert, do you want to mention anything from your side? Okay,
no. Well, that is the foundation, but by the end of next week, the foundation will be set up for in full. Everything will be handled, and we are ready to go at that point.
Yeah, I would like to say something. As you all know, I'm traveling a lot in the car, so right now I'm also following the call in the car. But yeah, I'm actually very proud that we have come this far in a very short period of time. Both myself, Bob, and Raymond had to take off from our work to get this stuff done, and it was done in a very fast manner. We started already with drafting the documents a while ago, and it was really hard to find a good party, a notary and a law firm to guide us, and it had the time for us in the short notice. We found the right parties. We didn't pay a lot. I'm the treasurer, and yeah, we made sure that all the costs were really low. And I want to specifically thank also Bob and Raymond, for sticking out their neck, putting their name on the paper, basically revealing their own identity to the world. And yeah, as Bob said, we are going to work really hard on making sure that once our job is done, we can hand over a foundation that is built, that runs smooth, and most of all, where the community has a big vote in what the foundation is deciding. So yeah, personally, I'm really proud of this milestone that we almost achieved. And last point I want to address today, I called the notary because honestly, I expected that the foundation would have been established today or yesterday, maybe even. And the notary actually apologized to us. They had some backlog due to the summer holidays and low capacity on staff. And they said they expect all the documents to be signed in the course of a couple of days. So let's say by next week, we anticipate on having the foundation established.
Great, thank you. Anything else, Bob?
No, I think Robert really captured it all. It is a big milestone now, because now the community really gets a vote in the project, and Electra will actually become, from now on, a real community project where the community will get a big vote also for the foundation, for upcoming roadmaps, for upcoming developments and stuff like that. And also, on the other hand, we will also now actually have money to pay developers, hire developers, and actually take this project and push it further, and also on a faster pace, because everybody knows we had some problems within the team with developers coming, developers going. I really appreciate all the developers did, and I also can stand from their point that it's hard to have such skills and not being paid for it. And this will change as well. And the board members won't get any salary or any form of payment for everything they do. but now we actually have the funds to push the project faster, further, and better. So that is what it's going to capture it all. Yeah.
Thanks. I must admit, I am super, super excited myself that we've got this far in setting up the foundation, because it really, really does mean a lot for the Electra project. And without it, you know, we can go up to a certain point. With it, we can go so much further. So thank you for all you guys' effort. We actually really, really appreciate it from the Electra community and taking that responsibility and that step. So
thank you. Yep.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to just talk a little bit about the roadmap, the fork, and what we are doing. But first of all, I hope you can hear that my connection is a lot better this week compared to last week. And that is thank you to this wonderful community for the roadmap, of donating cryptocurrency so that I can go and get myself a decent laptop so that I can actually move forward and actually do more for this project. So really a formal thank you to all those that contributed towards my laptop. Okay, so before I talk about the fork, I just want to talk about Electra and POS, proof of stake. So as you know, Electra did start off with a proof of work consensus, and then we moved to proof of stake. So basically you get rewarded for staking, and that's how new blocks get created. And also it allows people to be on the network to make sure that all transactions are validated. So that is quite important to understand proof of stake. But there are two types of implementations or basic implementations of proof of stake. One is the reward is based on transaction fees, and normally when the proof of stake blockchain is implemented, all the blocks are created at the start. So it is very different to the implementation of how we've implemented proof of stake. We do get rewards, and at this point in time we get a 50% reward, which is very, very high. So what happens with this type of implementation is that there is no coded, and I'm saying as in the written code, go look on GitHub, there is no coded max supply. It is an estimation of where we should be reaching if we control the inflation of the coin. So what will happen is the proof of stake algorithm, the 50%, which is very high, is actually an inflation number that we have given, which is very, very high, which needs to be reduced. And that is the reason why we are doing the fork. Yes, we are going to reduce it quite a bit. And a lot of you might go, oh, what? Why are you reducing it to a small amount? I'm not going to stake anymore, this, you know, and might not understand the concept behind it. But this is a way for controlling inflation. So at the moment we've got a massive inflation, which actually is not really attractive to investors. When your inflation is controlled and lower, then you know the coin will be more attractive to investors. So yes, we have really, really worked hard in looking at different percentages that we can put in and make it still attractive, and also make sure that we don't go over the max supply. But if we do hit it in 30, 40, 50, 100 years, please note that we won't actually hit it because it's not hard coded. So it is more of an estimation of how we can control the inflation. So we do have a proof of stake, and you'll be hearing Ethereum that is busy changing from proof of work to proof of stake. So you might ask, why are they doing that? So you can go Google, look up, do your research. It's under the code name Casper. So, and there's a lot of coins out there pretty much using proof of stake. Bitcoin Dark is one of them. Lisk, Neo, Pivx, Redcoin, quite a few. Stella. Okay, so it is a good algorithm. Staking, there is an incentive, and that is why we went with proof of stake. Yeah, even Bitcoin impending Lightning Network upgrade is sort of a proof of stake implementation. So it's quite important that you understand why we will be reducing the inflation, and what does that mean? So you are all staking. There is a you invested in Electra, you are staking, and you're getting a return. Yes, you might getting a smaller return, but at this point in time, you're getting a better return than your money being in a bank at this point in time. If you keep on staking, you keep on investing in the Electra coin, what's going to happen is you're going to create a demand, and the demand is going to push the price up. And that is what we are looking for, because there's one way, there are two ways of actually making money when you invest in Electra. And one is, yes, you do get a return when you do the staking, which is great, and it was 50%, and we all enjoyed it. But also, what is very important, we have to drive the price up. And that means we have to reduce the inflation in order to drive the price up. So what you're not making in staking, we better make in price. And that is what I want to actually convey to the community. Stop thinking about what you are getting immediately. Think of the long term and try to invest in a coin that will drive the price of the coin up. So for me, that's quite important. So yes, that is why when we are implementing the fork, a lot of effort has gone into the thought. So before we even started coding, we went into sessions, we discussed it, we did different algorithms, we tried something, it didn't work, we tried again, and that took quite a bit of time. So I do have the code, I've been handed the code, and all the development that has been completed on the fork. So we're getting a third party to go and just check and make sure everything is okay. So it's sort of a code review that's happening right now at this point in time. We are, with regards to the atomic swap, now carefully, because I can't say too much, but I can say a little bit. So the atomic swap, we are going to be integrating into a very reputable third party. I can't say too much. I cannot mention names, but that is the reason why it is taking a bit longer, because we have to do testing with the third party. We have to make sure everything is 100%. So do apologize that the fork, everyone is asking, when is the fork going to be announced? I cannot announce until everything has been completed 100%. And I can say the code base is 100%, and I can push that code base into the Electra project GitHub. Then I can say, okay, then we can plan for a specific date and we will announce it. So I'm going to ask someone to create a bot, and when someone asks me when the fork, I'm going to say check announcement. Okay, so be alert. Unfortunately, I can't give a date in the engineering call, but we are pushing forward, and it is happening, but I can't give a date. I can't commit, because once you commit, I have to be dead sure. And I'm not dead sure how long the audit is going to take, but it is going to happen soon. So just keep staking, keep holding your Electra. We will get through this fork, and once that happens, then everything will start flowing thereafter. Some of the projects that we have been working on is the mobile wallet. I have been giving quite a few sneak previews of, sort of the GUI interface. So what we're working on is a light wallet. We have decided to go with Golang as the back-end programming language, and that is on GitHub, and we are in the process of finalizing the code. We're almost finished now. I would say by Monday, the code base should be complete for the back end, and then we are starting to glue it together. Yes, it is taking a bit longer than anticipated, and the reason being is that there has been a bit of a transfer of knowledge problem when Ivan left, but things do slow down, but it doesn't mean things fail completely. We just pick up and we carry on from where Ivan left off. So in saying that, let's say the language that was chosen was Golang. I am not I do not have the skills in Golang, but in the last couple of weeks, I've actually had to learn Golang, and we are, so I've learned how to program in it, and so now I am happy with it, and I'm actually keen to, carry on with the development in that language. I like what it can do. So it was a good choice. So that is the mobile wallet. So at this point in time, we are looking at a light wallet, which will be basically a mobile wallet talking to a central API that will be hosted on a server. We are looking at the security and making sure that it is secure. In the same time, we are also starting a new project that's going to develop a more full mobile wallet where using SLP. So we are planning. There's lots and lots and lots of planning. And I can tell you something, when you develop systems, most of it is in planning and making sure that you get it correct. The actual development does not take as long as the planning. So that is all happening. Once I'll talk about deadlines and all of that now. I just want to give you an idea of what we are doing. We have the ElectroPay. The documentation should be up in about, I would say, in a couple of days. So then you guys will be able to go on GitHub and look at the API documentation for ElectroPay, and that is happening as well. So that we can look forward to. So while we are, completing the fork, the development is continuing. So now I'll go back to the deadlines and all that type of thing. So it's quite important for you to understand that it's difficult to manage, developers if they are not full-time. I was very lucky having Ivan on board, and he was a full-time developer, and that's why most of the code was written by Ivan, because he was accessible, he could code, he didn't have any other distractions. Sort of when you bring in developers and they contribute, it is more difficult to sort of get the basic applications out there. You actually need a core team to work together to get the core application up and running. So, and then enhancements can be made to that, and then those smaller projects are easier done by people that want to contribute. But the core development, you actually need full-time developers at your disposal, and this is what we are trying to do. So this is where some of the delay, as I can call it, as those projects are concerned, with Ivan leaving, has been because we are really looking at sourcing developers to come and help us on these projects, full-time basis. I'm looking for really good technical lead at this point in time. So once that is established, and we needed the foundation to get that right. So everything has been a timing. We're waiting for the foundation so we can get some developers, so we can ensure that all the projects can be met. So we are working on that hard, and as soon as we get that right, you will see the momentum start. You will see it being driven. So that's where we are. Like I said, we're being quite transparent of where we stand. Yes, Ivan leaving did leave a bit of a hole, but we are moving forward. Even before Ivan left, and before we identified that we needed more developers, because even Ivan was concerned he was the only developer actually doing the coding. So that was raised as a concern quite a while ago. We have been working towards it. So if anybody is a really, really good developer and wants to help full time, come talk to me. At this point in time, we're not hiring 20 developers. We're hiring a few developers just to finish the core development. So there you have it. That is all the projects at this point in time, so that you also know part of driving the price, we have to have use cases. And every project out there is looking for that and trying to find a way how we can get mass adoption. We're lucky. We have got this wonderful, wonderful community that are behind us. And I ask each one of you, if you are not on Twitter, set up a Twitter account, join the Electro Project, go and tweet. Start tweeting so that your, people that you know will get to hear about cryptocurrency. The more people hear the word and understand crypto, they will start becoming more curious. So keep marketing. That's what your job is. Market. When you go to the store and you buy a Coke, talk to the person that's, why aren't you accepting crypto? Don't have to mention names. Keep going. Crypto is going to make a big impact in this world. So, and this is a community-based coin, which is, I cannot even tell you how unique that is. Having a community-based coin that there is no CEO that wants to take your money. There is no company that is taking all those costs and absorbing it into a company like a MasterCard, like a Visa, like a PayPal. Come on, guys. Really. Go and market crypto. And the last thing I want to say, we are looking at future projects. We're looking at a lending platform at this point in time. We're busy designing it. We are very excited about it. So, you know what? We haven't stopped. We are working hard. Discussions on the background. Please, if there are ideas, bring them up in the Discord channels, in Telegram. Talk about it. And then come up with a plan and submit it. I'd love to read about it. So go for it. And hopefully I have answered some questions. I am sorry if I have disappointed any one of you, but one thing I can tell you, that cryptocurrency is built on trust. And what is trust? It's a firm belief in the reliability, truth, or ability of someone or something. So asking you to trust, and we will go places. Thanks. Okay, so that is my news. I am now going to hand you over to Master Den, and hopefully he will be able to give you some news.
Okay. Hello, community. This is Master Den. Okay, I saw some questions related to me. I will reply it, answer this at the end. Have few things for you, for some news. I will start with the first one is, as you know, we just joined the donation campaign, which is started by Binance for the West Japan victims, where there was a storm and there has been people affected, and so Binance called donations from to crypto market, to several people and communities. And as usual, our excellent community considered this and participated into this donation. And so far we collected 5.5 Ethereum amount of ECAs, which we already converted them to Ethereum, and we already transferred the amount to Binance donations account. We will announce it in our Discord and Telegram channels, the transaction ID, the address, so you will be sure about that we transferred the amount. So once again, really deeply thank you to our community. This great help every time comes up, and we will continue supporting the charities, and we'll try to part of these donations each time, because humanity comes first for us. Secondly, you know, we do time to time some partnerships. We have still ongoing negotiations with some companies or some projects. And now there's a fourth, number 4 ATM manufacturer. We started negotiations with them. They have already 30 ATM machines installed and they are working in operation. So we started integrating of ECA into these machines, and so far we are moving really good, but we are at the early stage. So we ask your patience at this point, and we'll see how we will negotiate with them. The third one, we have a good news for you guys, for the community. Our lead developer, EO1, he paid for one of the exchanges. It's a pretty much higher volume exchange than existing ones at the moment. The listing will take place in the first half of September, and until end of this week, we will try to announce this exchange. So you will see that there's always ongoing facilities, always ongoing works on our side. We do not stop anytime. So please keep your eyes and your ears on us. The fourth one, okay. You know, I'm looking after a little bit more for the exchanges. CoinDeal, thank you guys. We are leading there at the moment. Although there are around 2 weeks more for the for this ending, for this phase, end of this phase, but we are hitting there with 1,500 votes, which means if we can win this contest, this voting, we can be listed there as well. And it seems that we are pretty strong over there. The fifth one, I want to say the OKEX exchange. You know, OKEX is pretty much higher volume, top 5 exchange. This is something really good. Recently, during the last weeks, there were a couple of votings ongoing for OKEX listing. Those were the community votings and community projects, and OKEX placed few different votings for this, and one of the voting among 2 other projects, we won the voting. Now they have ongoing voting for some other local or projects, let's say, and they want to wait these as well, the end of these voting, and at the end, the winner of these vote sessions will be contacted by OKEX team. That means, as we won one of the sessions, we are expecting a contact from OKEX during September. So it means if everything will go fine, we will have the possibility of getting listed, but time will tell us. OKEX as well. So, by the way, another exchange we started talking. At the moment, there's a deal stage with them. They expect some payment as well, so we need to find the funds. We received a special offer from their side. The volume is also pretty much good. Okay, it's not the biggest one, but it's not one of the smallest exchanges. It's around 20 to 25 million USD per day. So if everything goes fine, if we can bring the amount together until next week, we will continue with the official listing there as well. That is also completed. And yes, there was a question about the 10 billion USD company. Yes, we have still our contacts live, and even maybe it's becoming more and more hot nowadays. We may get a invitation during September. I have been informed recently, last week, that they are calling us. They will try to arrange a meeting during September. So the timing is pretty good with the ending, the completion of ElectraPay and the close of this deal. We will be able to offer our ElectraPay solution for this company, which will be ready. And after that, we will surely announce to all community. You will be aware of this. Well, at the moment, this 10 billion company, we are proceeding exclusive. But in the future, we don't know what will happen. But at the moment, we are the single project which is dealing with this company. So that's it from my side, Ruru.
Thank you very, very much. So as you can tell, there is new exchanges being added. So this is also very good for us. Yes, partnerships and all that type of thing is good for ECA, but there is a certain amount of development we need to do. So there were a couple steps that we need to do: foundation, then development, and then we can go ahead. So this is great. So I would like to just give you a bit of a life of an ECA core member, and what it's like to be a core member. So this was my life a couple of months ago, but not now. So it's not my life that I'm talking about. But basically, wake up, get ready for work, go do full-time job, try and sneak in ECA, make sure the boss doesn't find out in case some things might happen. That wasn't me, by the way. And get home, try and spend some quality time with the family between answering and taking calls and talking to people. Then start on Electra and continue until 10, 11, 12 p.m. Some of the times we have calls go until 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, go to sleep, repeat cycle. So understand, a lot of us are dedicating many hours and we are invested and we really, really want this project to succeed. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing it. So, trust that we are doing what's best for Electra. Keep going and have trust. That's all I can say. If you do have questions, anything that's really, really bothering you, reach out. We'll try and answer as best as possible. Just understand sometimes, we filter the information down. So I might tell user support a whole bunch of things, and I use them to basically go and, to talk to the community. So I do try and come and visit some of the chat channels when I can. So if you do see me, say hi, respond, ask questions when I'm there. Anything technical, I will try and answer. I am available. So I'm not one of those that are working full time anymore. So I have more time to be able to answer questions. Yeah, so that is it. And the other thing, I'm hoping that you're all excited about Tour de Crypto. It is going to happen soon. So I hope you all are teaching all the other altcoins how to donate and setting a good example and putting your donations for Hawk, which is for Houston domestic violence, women's abuse. So go for it. This is the community that we have. We like to donate, we like to support. So go and show all the other coins how to do it. Jason, we wish you best of luck in your tour, and we'll be behind you all the way. So good luck. We really are supporting you and doing the best that we can. And there's a race between you and myself, Jason. I've got to get the fork out and you've got to get on your bicycle. And that's all I can say. So the race is on.
Yeah, good luck to you, Jason. Good luck to you.
Okay, is there any other pertinent questions that anybody else needs to talk?
No.
Okay, thank you all for listening. And if there is some questions that were answered, you're welcome to ask. And I'm sure that it will get answered at some point in time. And thank you for listening into this call. And good night. Goodbye. Good day. Whatever it is in your in your country.
Thank you.